Hello and welcome to today's video. Now today we are going to be talking about the Dallas Fuel in the Overwatch League um, power rankings. Now I said in my last video about the Gladiators that I don't really rate the Dallas Fuel that highly compared to compared to other people. I'll be honest, I'll no, just say this, they are definitely going to be in a top 10. That's what I'm going to say. But anyways, let's move on into the roster. So they have the DPS of Doha, Sparkle, and Xe. A stacked as hell DPS lineup, but definitely better than AKM and Onigod. Definitely better than them. Very stacked. Obviously. Support again, very stacked. Fielder, Rappel, Jaxay, very stacked compared to Closer, Paintbrush, Crimzo, and Unco. Definitely better. Tanks, Hanbin and Phyllis, definitely better than Gumsu, Trill, and Note. Definitely better than all the way. Probably a 9 or even a 10 in this roster. Let's now move on to the coaches. I don't know, it's going to be very quick because I want to mainly talk about this roster and why I think they are not going to be that great. For the coaches, they have Rush, Yong, and Aid. All these players, coaches, came from the Paris Eternal, who obviously had a bit of a nice way to end. Let's just say that. I do trust them a whole lot because they have experience with each other. Yong, I think, was the Yong was the only player who didn't really come from Paris. He was already here. Now that he gets to work with Rush and Aid, that's really great for this roster, and definitely better than the previous coaches of Vol'jin, Aero, Tikati. Definitely better, I'll be honest. Definitely better. Now, this is where I'm mainly going to be talking about. I'm mainly going to be talking about just this roster compared to everyone else in the NA region. Now, we look at the NA region, and it looks like they are definitely going to be in the top 5 or in the top, like even the top 3. I do not think they are going to be the top 3. However, I do think they are going to be very close, if not in the top 5. Because, obviously, in the, what was it, the Invitational? I can't remember what it was. Like, it was an invitation. Yeah, there it is. The NetEast, or the Nexus Esports. This was obviously in an APAC. I'm not really going to take it for granted. I don't really care about it. So, I can't really blame the Dallas for losing that badly. Neither I think most of their players are in Korea. But I don't know how would I know? The reason why I think the Dallas Fuel is going to fail is mainly because of, I just think, yes, there is like another full Korean team like the Florida Mayhem, like the Washington Justice, but I think they are going to be the worst out of those 3 teams. Now, it's a little bit weird for me to say that because all these players are star players. But if we have a look at Washington, so this is Florida's roster, it looks more stacked than Dallas. I'll be honest. I'll be certainly honest. It looks more stacked than Dallas's. Washington's, I'll be honest, looks more stacked than the Dallas's roster. Why? Because I think these two teams have better pieces than the Dallas team. Yes, all those players are from Element Mystic. Yes, I agree. I think except for Fielder, who was not from Element Mystic. The reason why I think this roster is most likely going to fail, or even just win it all, is because it's also been a long time that they since actually played with each other, and well, I think they also have the synergy. I just think of how the Dallas cycle is. Yes, people may think it's broken. In my hand, it's gonna be tough for me to really say that. They have, yes, the NA region is like the easiest region, but they coming up with some tough competition. The Gladiators, the Washington, the Florida, the Rain. Like, I just think, in my opinion, they are just gonna struggle compared to them. They're just gonna struggle. Okay, let's have a look at the NA region here. Which teams do you think are better than the Dallas Fuel? I think the Atlanta Rain is most likely better than the Dallas Fuel. I think the Florida team is better than Dallas. The Gladiators, the Shock, the Washington, Toronto, maybe, but that's going to be a very tough thing to call. Obviously, there are teams that they're definitely better. Boston, Houston, London, Paris, Vancouver. Definitely. I just if you look at the roster and just look at all the players in in the NA region, what sticks out to me the most is just how how well, I think, in my opinion, well structured those teams are. Because in my opinion, they have, yes, they have star players in the Dallas Fuel roster, but I just think the management and mainly the management of the team counts the most. If you're building the team, you need to trust the management that they know what the fuck they're doing. They you need to know. If you have no idea what they are doing, like what the fuck is Toronto trying to do? What the fuck is Paris trying to do? Like why? What the fuck is Houston trying to do? We don't know. How will we know? But if we just obviously the Dallas is gonna be a dark horse, in my opinion, for just for like this power rankings because we have no idea. It's just I feel like that it's kind of like the training to hunters for NA. We just don't know where they're gonna be. Are they gonna be consistent or are they gonna be inconsistent? That's just gonna be the balance. Because I think over the years, yes, the Dallas has kind of gotten better. Yes, that probably their best season was, I think, I don't know, I think it was like season 2, I think it was. I need to actually have a look. Okay, so that's actually season 3, which was their best season. Currently best season. But they've been only making little steps, like tiny steps up. I just think that just because of how stacked most of the teams are, they are probably going to be a mid-pack NA team. That's just what I think. They're going to be a mid-pack NA team. My mind may change at the end, but just looking of how stacked the roster is, like some rosters in the NA region, and how how almost like yes they're not that competitive. Hang on, let me you see here. Some of these rosters are really fucking good, and they have a lot of potential to be really good. Dallas is definitely one of them. But however, I just think I just trust like the teams like Reign, Florida, Gladiators, Justice, Shock, even maybe Defiant, because Fuel and Defiant, they're gonna be the closest, in my opinion. Even throw in Boston Uprising out of all teams, throw them in there, and we can definitely see a midfield battle between the Fuel Defiant and the Uprising. It's just gonna be very tough because because of how great all these players are. Yes, those players are great as well, but I just trust them more onto in the management and the organization to the other teams, just because I think yes, the Dallas already knows what the fuck they're doing, but if you just look at this roster, do you think Florida is better than Dallas? Do you think Shock is better than Dallas? Do you think Justice is better than Dallas? Do you think Reign is better than Dallas? Gladiators? What team? It's kind of like preferences. What team do you think is better than the Dallas Fuel? People if a not better, if it says the London Spitfire is better than Dallas, I will laugh in your face, because that's not gonna happen. The Dallas being better than Washington, maybe. Definitely a dark horse team to really think about, because I think Dallas is definitely we need to look at the results and how they play as a team to really determine how well they go. Because I don't know if they're actually going to be playing in the NA region, obviously any NA region, but I don't know if they're going to be playing in North America. If they're going to be playing in North America and not in Korea. That's going to be the tough point. I don't know exactly. And if that's the case, then what happens to Justice or Florida? What happens to the Shock? What happens to the Defiant? What happens to these players who are in Korea? They're just playing for the NA region. I don't know. We just need to wait for that and really determine what will happen. So this really leads to the power rankings. Now the first match is up against the Houston Owls, which is a very easy match. I'll be honest with that, it's very easy. The next match is then up against the Gladiators. You can just see the logo. That's gonna be a tough one for them to beat. if they smash them a 3-0 fashion, I will happily stand up and say the Dallas Fuel is a top 3 team. I will happily say that. But if they then lose to the Defiant, or the Spitfire, or the Uprising, I will then say they are a mid-pack team. It really determines on how the results go. Anyways, so let's go to the power rankings right here. As you can tell, I put the Gladiators in 3rd place. They are currently 7th in my standings. Now, with a total, I think these are 12 teams, I will probably put Dallas SmackDown in the middle. Now, I think that's 6th place if I remember correctly. Okay, so Dallas definitely going to be in 6th place. Yes, okay, fine. Well, I'm going to leave the Gladiators up to 2nd currently. But they are definitely going to be 3rd. Actually, I'll just move them down to 3rd currently now. Just so it'll be easier for me to really remember. Or maybe I'll just put in my notes. I don't know that. But, yeah. So, I think they're going to be a solid 6th place. Just a solid mid-pack team. They're definitely going to be in top 5 contention, definitely. But it really depends on the other teams that I put on. I may change it in the future, which I will obviously do. Now, let's go. So now let's move on to the actual standings on your right. Now we have the highest one in the NA is the Gladiators. They're currently 7th. No, they're definitely not better than them. However, I think they will be better than last season. I am willing to put them smack down in the middle in 10th place. If I think if there's like a spark hitting me in the future, and I say the Dallas Fuel is probably higher than the Gladiators, then maybe. But it just really depends on how they play it, how they play with the team, how they play in the meta, how they play against other teams that are theoretically better than them. It's really determines on that. So that's it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think the next one is Seoul. It is the Shock. Okay. So the next one will be the San Francisco Shock, last year's champion. We kind of know where they're gonna be. We already know where they're gonna be. But I will talk about them, obviously, just like I did for the other team. So catch you guys all next time in that video. Goodbye.